to edit anything
Okay.
that I can, so I can get that.
Okay. How was the ride?
It was good. It was alright.
Okay, so from the initial sessions that we had thus far, from a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I had some problems and stuff, but you know, I think we're getting somewhere for sure. I don't feel as anxious as I used to. You know, I'm getting a little bit better. You know, I find that I don't worry as much as I used to. So maybe about when it was like a 10 when I came in, you know, like definitely a 10. I think maybe it's now like around a 6.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. So basically, at this point in the game, our primary focus is amplifying alternatives
Okay.
and looking at different recourses and how we can go about avoiding those negative behaviors.
Okay.
So, what have you been doing lately?
Well, like I told you when I came in, I was using a lot of pills.
Yes.
And I was like stealing pills from my family and
Yeah.
stuff like that. My grandparents had a bunch of pills laying around the house, and I was taking my grandma's pills, and that made me feel really bad about myself. So I kept stealing pills from her. But it's been a couple of weeks now, and I've only taken like 1 or 2 pills. So I think I'm getting better with that. I mean, I'm still smoking a lot of weed.
Yeah.
And I'm still drinking a bunch, but I'm definitely taking less pills, so I'm getting a little better there.
Okay, so in reference to the pill use and you not taking as many pills, how did that change begin to take place?
Well, it was some of the stuff that I think you went over with me. I had to think about doing something different. Like every time I wanted to use the pills, I had to do that other technique that you taught me, where I distract my mind into doing something that was better for me to do. And so far that seems pretty good. It doesn't always work, but if I'm thinking about taking the pill, I try and think about doing something I want to do. So I've been playing like the video games that we talked about. You know, play the video game and get away from thinking about the pills.
Good. So we have this pinned down to, instead of taking the pill, we'll do the video game thing, which I can understand completely. How about we try that in reference to alcohol and marijuana as well? Or what would be prohibiting you from using that as a technique?
I feel the marijuana definitely mellows me out, and that's why I'm so anxious. You know, like I told you, I grew up in such a way where I'm always worried about things. You know, and my brother was, used to beat me up and stuff like that. So when I smoke the weed, I tend to relax a little bit. You know, it helps me mellow out. I don't know if I want to stop doing that. I mean, maybe I can cut down on the drinking, because sometimes I drink, I don't really make it to school like I should. You know, but maybe if I just smoked some weed in the morning and I didn't drink at night when I got home, I could try when I think about drinking to do the same thing and see if it works.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is marijuana doesn't adversely affect you in your day-to-day activities.
I don't think so. I think it helps me. It helps me to calm down, you know, and helps me to focus. Because if I don't smoke, my mind's all over the place, and I'm constantly worried about stuff.
Okay. And with the alcohol, it's more detrimental in reference to you not being able to make it to class on time and you not being fully functioning in reference to your day-to-day activities. Yeah,
I think when I wake up in the morning, I feel, if I've been drinking the night before, I don't feel good. So sometimes I don't make it. I don't make it to class. And then I really, like if I get home and I start drinking, I don't want to do any work or anything like that. Sometimes if I smoke some weed when I get home, it kind of motivates me to do some work.
Okay. question. And I don't know if this been going too far back, but can you recall any other time where you might have been feeling anxious and you were able to identify a strategy or technique you were able to use besides smoking or drinking that might have been able to alleviate what you had going on at home?
That's a good question. Well, I remember once when I had to do, I had a part in a play, and I had to talk in front of everybody. And I remember somebody told me about if I didn't want to be nervous, I had to imagine everybody in the audience naked.
Yeah.
And I did that. I imagined everybody in the audience naked, and it made me feel it made me laugh. It made me feel that it was funny. So I did that, and I wasn't as nervous. Is that what you're talking about?
Could you see yourself doing that in reference to your current alcohol and marijuana use? Could you see you kind of using that strategy in the same sense?
I guess, I mean, sometimes when I'm like in a social situation, like I'm at a party or something, I get nervous. You know, I try to flirt. Yeah, well, I try to flirt with girls and stuff, and like I always get nervous. Yeah. And I find if I drink, then I'm really not so nervous. Yeah. Sometimes if I smoke, I get really nervous around girls. You know? But I think if I maybe if I tried a way to visualize them, like they didn't have any clothes on, maybe I wouldn't be so nervous. I don't know if that would work.
Well, I mean, it's just between you and me.
Okay, maybe I'll give it a shot. I won't tell anybody I'm thinking about them naked, because that may be weird.
Yeah, weird. And besides, you know, anything outside these four walls,
okay,
you good.
Okay, all right. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe it worked when I was in the play, so maybe it'll work if I'm trying to talk to girls.
So, what I'm thinking is a good homework assignment for this week would be for you to try to implement that strategy. When you go to the grocery store, when you put gas in your car, or when you're in school, or whatever you may have going on, to use that as a form of a coping mechanism.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
See how it works.
All right, and I'll let you know if I still feel nervous when I'm talking to girls. Because I get really nervous when I talk to girls. You know, because I just don't think, I don't know, I've been getting high and drinking for so long that when I'm not drinking or using, I feel like everyone's like making fun of me. I feel like everybody's looking at me like I'm not good enough.
Because the root of the issue that we're trying to tackle here is the fact that your anxiety is something that's constantly going on. You're constantly dealing with this.
Yeah. I'm always thinking, I'm always got something in my head that I'm always worried about. And I guess that's why I've been drinking so much. You know, when I grew up with my brother, I always had to worry about him, coming after me. You know, so.
How are you, your relationship, how's things been going with your brother? I know you talked about it a little bit last session, but how are things?
Well, it's better now. I mean, now that I'm an adult, he doesn't, I'm 18 years old, and he kind of is doing his own thing. Yeah. You know, so we don't hang out as much. But I mean, when we were younger, he used to really pick on me a lot. But now he doesn't pick on me as much. You know, he's busy working and stuff like that. So it's kind of just me. It's just me and Mom. You know, Dad hasn't been around since I've been 2. So it's better now. I mean, he tries to help my mom out as much as he can, and she appreciates it, and I appreciate it too. So I'd say the relationship's better.
Okay. Yeah. So I can see we're moving in the right direction, because now we're looking at alternatives, and you're amplifying in reference to your train of thought and being able to recall moments in which you've been able to see yourself looking at things differently without the use of alcohol or marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
So we're definitely moving in the right direction. So at this point, let's say you wake up tomorrow morning and you were free of the need to smoke or drink.
Mm-hmm.
And anxiety was a thing of the past for you.
Right.
What would that world look like for you?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I think if I didn't have to smoke or drink and I wasn't anxious all the time, I would get a lot done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would finish school and I'd be able to get a job and maybe I'd have a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it would go really well. Yeah, that sounds great. Like I would love it if I didn't have to be so anxious all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I could do a lot of things. I wouldn't always be worried about what people were thinking about or always worried about what was going to go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have a good life.
Okay, so basically it is